Defoe, Robinson Crusoe, Part 7. And when they had cut away the foremast, the mainmast stood so loose, and shook the ship so much, they were obliged to cut that away also, and make a clear deck. Any one may judge what a condition I must be in at all this, who was but a young sailor, and who had been in such a fright before at but a little. But if I can express at this distance the thoughts I had about me at that time, I was in tenfold more horror of mind upon account of my former convictions and the having returned from them to the resolutions I had wickedly taken at first. Then I was at death itself, and this, added to the terror of the storm, put me into such a condition that I can by no words describe it. But the worst was not come yet. The storm continued with such fury that the seamen themselves acknowledged they had never seen a worse. We had a good ship, but she was deep laden and wallowed in the sea, so that the seamen every now and then cried out that she would founder. It was my advantage in one respect, that I did not know what they meant by founder till I inquired. However, the storm was so violent that I saw what is not often seen in the master, the boatswain, and some others, more sensible than the rest, at their prayers, and expecting every moment when the ship would go to the bottom. In the middle of the night, and under all the rest of our distresses, one of the men that had been down to see cried out, "We had sprung a leak." Another said there was 4 feet water in the hold. Then all hands were called to the pump. At that word my heart, as I thought, died within me, and I fell backwards upon the side of my bed, where I sat into the cabin. However, the man roused me and told me that I, that was able to do nothing before, was as well able to pump as another, at which I stirred up and went to the pump and worked very heartily. While this was doing, the master, seeing some light coolies who, not able to ride out the storm, were obliged to sleep and run away to sea, and would come near us, ordered to fire a gun as a signal of distress. I, who knew nothing what they meant, though the ship had broken or some dreadful thing happened. In a word, I was so surprised that I fell down in a swoon. As this was a time when everybody had his own life to think of, nobody minded me or what was become of me, but another man stepped up to the pump and, thrusting me aside with his foot, let me lie, thinking I had been dead, and it was a great while before I came to myself. We walked on, but the water increasing in the hold, it was apparent that the ship would founder, and though the storm began to abate a little, yet it was not possible she could swim till we might run into any port. So the master continued firing guns for help, and a light ship who had rid it out just ahead of us ventured a boat out to help us. It was with the utmost hazard the boat came near us, but it was impossible for us to get on board, or for the boat to lie near the ship, the ship's side, till at last the men rowing very hardly and venturing their lives to save ours, our men cast them a rope over the stern with a buoy to it, and then weird it out a great length, which they, after much labor and hazard, took hold of.